What's up, everyone? Mitchell Saltzman here, and we are here at Grand Finals of EVO 2023, but we're going to be talking about some Street Fighter 6. I am here with producer Shuhei Matsumoto and Takayuki Nakayama, the director of Street Fighter 6. And I guess the first question that I have to ask is, you know, it's 2 months removed from the launch of Street Fighter 6. Can you talk a little bit about your reaction to the reception and just how you're feeling about the game right now?
めちゃめちゃ多くの
Yeah, so we're extremely excited about the reception. It's so great to see so many people having fun with the game and playing, but it's only been 2 months. There's, we want to continue supporting this game, and we hope people who haven't had the chance to try out Street Fighter 6 will do so.
全くその通り。
So I think you always envisioned the modern control scheme to be viable competitively, but did you ever expect someone to make top 6 EVO using a modern Chun-Li?
まあ想定通りというか、ただ
Yeah, I mean, modern controls was designed so that it can be viable in a competitive scene, but it is pretty surprising to see a modern player already in top 6. We're maybe anticipating it'll be a little bit later before we actually see one in like the top finals, but seeing this is awesome.
全くそれも同じで。
Yeah, just like what Matsumoto-san just said, it's really great to see players utilizing this new control scheme, and we hope that more modern players come out eventually and make it into the top finals as well.
So I want to ask you about Rashid. You know, you guys were very quick to address a bug that allowed Rashid players to basically get like an infinite block string that would put them into burnout. Can you talk a little bit about, does that worry you, releasing a character so close to a big event like EVO? A player might have some sort of crazy tech that would be extremely broken at like, you know, the biggest competitive stage in the world?
怖い気持ちがないっていう。
So yeah, there is that pressure and there could be like a concern, when releasing new content before a big tournament like EVO. However, it's not. They look beyond the competitive scene and they decide like when is the right time to introduce new characters into the game for all audiences. And I mean, obviously they take into consideration EVO, and with this case, they were able to address it as soon as possible, and they do have like a window of time before they release the character before a major tournament like that as well. So they try to look at it holistically and decide when is the right time to introduce it. But yeah, it does add a little bit of pressure and challenges to the development.
So now that we've seen the game being played at a high level, are there any characters that you're seeing being used that you didn't think were strong but are being like used very heavily and like actually ended up being really good characters? Or is there any like surprising aspects to what you're seeing coming out of the high level play from EVO?
あれですね、ブラインドファイターの本田使いの
So one, especially that sticks to their mind, is seeing this player named Sven, the blind warrior, play E Honda as a blind competitor. The team spent a lot of time introducing accessibility options to make it as playable to as large of as wide of an audience as possible. So seeing that on stage and winning was really amazing, and yeah, they're happy that they actually did decide to introduce that kind of content to the game.
A recent change that you guys made to the game is involving Drive Rush, and specifically that you can now press 2 buttons to activate Drive Rush as opposed to the double tap. Can you talk a little bit about why you wanted to make that change?
まずそれの操作を入れようと。
So yeah, the team follows social media and sees what kind of feedback that people are providing about the game. And one of the comments that they kept seeing was that for certain players, it was hard to do the double forward input to activate the drive rush cancel. And so that's something that they saw a lot of people talking about that, and it was something that they wanted to kind of make it a little bit easier for all players as soon as possible. And this really didn't really have anything to do with like, making sure to address it before EVO or anything. It's just something that they really wanted to address ASAP.
And then finally, can you give us a little taste of what you have in store for the future of Street Fighter 6? Do you envision this, just beyond just adding new characters? Do you have any new mechanics that you have planned? Is that something that you have on a drawing board already? Or is it something more that you're going to look to social media and the reaction of fans and kind of develop as you go?
もちろんキャラクター
Yeah, so the team is thinking about new characters and content that they're going to release eventually in the lifetime of Street Fighter 6. Hard to really dive into those details right now, but this is something that they're thinking. And in terms of like battle balancing and bug fixes, while you may be able to anticipate like any sort of like urgent bug fixes that need to be addressed, in terms of like game balance updates, that's not going to happen until further down the line. In terms of like how consistently that's going to happen, it will be probably like once a year is what they're thinking internally right now. But that probably won't happen until a little bit later.
Cool. All right, well, that's everything from me. Thank you both so much for your time, and for everything else, keep it here on IGN.